Okay, what we're doing this morning is a pre-delivery flight test of Vixxen, A32 Vixxen, and this is just to give you an indication of the sort of test routine I take each aircraft, whether it's a Foxbat or a Vixxen, through before delivery to the customer or collection by the customer. I go through a series of engine startup, taxiing, takeoff, climb, a few stalls, see what the speeds are in the cruise, check the VNE, descend, land, and if necessary do a couple more circuits. I've got here a checklist which I use, and we put the details and information here. For example, our takeoff weight today we worked out at 546 kilos, so we're 54 kilos under maximum takeoff weight. Outside temperature I've put as 22, but it's probably gone up a couple of degrees since we started. Anyway, so we'll begin the startup process, which is part brake on. I don't think we'll need any choke, but we'll just give it a try and see if we can start without the choke. Pre-prop! The oil pressure's come up nicely, the temperatures are coming up, certainly got enough to taxi, and RPM somewhere around the 2.2 to 2.4 for warm-up. And we're going to taxi out now for takeoff towards the south at Tayab Airport. Traffic Tayab Vixxen 8703 is taxiing for runway 17 for a local flight to the east. Traffic Tayab. A nice bouncy landing by the Bushhawk. What we're going to do now is just check the engine mag drop at 4,000 RPM, check the idle, check the oil pressure and everything as we sit here. Part brake on, give the brakes a jolly good squeeze, make sure that's all okay. And we've got T's and P's are all okay. Oil pressure's good, oil temperatures come off the stop, cylinder head temperatures come off the stop. So we'll now ease the throttle up to 4,000 RPM. And we're now going to check, the brakes are holding okay, so we're going to check RH mag. We've got, well, maybe 80 drop. Check mag 2. We've got about the same, 80 drop. Check the carburetor heat. Pretty well no drop at all, and pull right back to full idle and check the idle speed, which is, as it should be, around about 1500. So we'll just jot these things down. Okay, we'll do a couple of 360 degrees on the ground now to see if the aircraft will do a 360 degree. We got brake efficiency is good. And we're now going to do a 360 degree turn to the right first of all, and see if it will go completely round without any problems. And the answer is yes, we're going round this way. We'll just pull over this way a little bit so we don't run into the hangar. And we'll do a full left hand. Okay, yep, all clear, no funny glitches, no funny clonking noises. Right, we're now going to do a takeoff. We'll check the RPM, full throttle RPM at takeoff. And traffic Tayab Vixxen 8703 is continuing to taxi for runway 17 Tayab. We'll be entering and departing to the east. Traffic Tayab. We need to do a little bit of a timer just to see how long it takes us to get to 1,000 feet. So we've got 5 seconds past there. have a safe rate of climb now. Put away the flap. As you can see, is a pretty steep. We'll probably make it 65 would probably be more book correct.
Final runway 175.
Okay, we're approaching 1,000 feet above ground level. 1,100 is the correct one, and that's so far 1 minute and 15 seconds. Okay, so we're 1,000 feet above ground level now, and with no flap on, we'll do a timed climb to 3,000 feet. So pour on the throttle, check the watch, coming up exactly to the minute.
Echo X-ray at 4,500, 10 knots miles to the south, transiting to GMH rapid test.
Still climbing nicely, just on between 60 and 65, 60, another couple of 100 feet we're there. Okay, 2 minutes and 5 seconds to 3,000 feet above the water. Throttle back a little bit. We do a couple of different stalls, one with flap, without flap, with flap, and so on. So we're just around about 3,200 feet here. Okay, we'll do a check circuit, a turn towards the right to just keep an eye open for any other traffic around. I haven't heard any on the tie-up frequency, but we'll just have a little check. Carburetor heat hot, doors are all closed, straps are all done up, and we'll do a flap-less stall to begin with, okay? Just maintaining height. And we'll see speeds coming below 60 knots. 55, 50, 45, 40, 35, there we go, and just as you can see, it's just a little bit of a mush down there. There's not really much going on at all. So, and we lost about 100 feet there. We'll now try it with one stage of flap, 60 knots, bang on 3,000 feet. So we'll try again, see what we've got here. Okay, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 30, 30, up, and there it goes. Okay, so that's stall with one stage of flap. We lost about 50 feet maybe. If I put the power on a bit quicker, we'd probably have lost a lot less. Okay, and we'll put the final stage of flap on. Once again, we're about 3,000 feet. Pull back the power gently, keep the ball in the middle, and here we go. 45, 40, 35, 30, 30 under, 25, 25, and there we go. Okay, so just let the nose down, and hardly any height loss at all there.
Traffic push.
Up. So just make a note here of the speeds there. No flap, stall was about 30, one stage of flap 28, two stages of flap 25. Turns and transitions, we'll just do a 30-degree turn one way, 360 degrees, and then a 30-degree the other way. There's no turn and bank indicator in this aircraft, so we're estimating 30 degrees, and it's going nicely round. We'll do a turn through and turn right to 30 degrees as well. Oops, bit too much rudder there. And that seems to be okay there. Okay, we'll now do a little bit of a steeper turn, 60 degrees, and through to 60 degrees the other way. and nothing funny going on there at all. All feels pretty smooth, all okay. Do a little bit of a test here to take the plane to VNE, so put the carburetor heat away and we'll just gently ease the nose down and pull back on the power a little bit, and the speed will gradually pick up. $120, 125, and we're okay on VNE. No flutter, no funny fancy noises or anything like that. Finally now, we'll make a descent with carburetor heat hot and just a steady descent now down to 1,000 feet, and we'll try the straight and level cruises at about 1,000 feet. So gradually ease back to what I would call best rate of descent, which should be somewhere around the 60-65 knots. At the moment we could slow up a little bit more, I think, to get a better gliding speed. At the moment you can see we're going down at the rate of about 500 feet a minute. We just trim that back for about 60-65. What do we got? 600 feet a minute. Speed on descent 65 and 700. And once we get down another 500 feet, we'll just check the oil temperature and pressure again and make sure the engine picks up okay when we get down. Oh, that's about right, 600-700 feet a minute. What a lovely day for flying. Even down at 1,000 feet, it's not too bad. 100 feet. We'll probably do the speed checks around 1,500 feet. So we're going to do a straight and level 4,800 RPM cruise. 4,800 we got here. We got a speed of somewhere around 95, 97 at 4,800 indicated. Being a warmish day today, it's probably truing out somewhere around 102, 103, which is reasonable enough for a fully loaded aircraft. Burning at the moment 17 to 18 litres an hour on here, or thereabouts. Okay, so I'll just make a note of that. Okay, so we're looking for 5,000 now. Okay. Waiting for it to stabilise a little bit. Straight and level, we're getting about 104, 105. 104, 105, and we're burning 19 to 20 litres per hour. 5,200 RPM is the next one. 5,200 is about 112 and burning 21 litres per hour. Maximum straight and level RPM is 5,500. That's pretty stable, 117, 118. And it's burning a total of, so we've got 117, 118, burning 26, 27 litres an hour. Right, what do we got on our list next? Approach to land, so we're going to do some landing now and just make sure we're all okay here. Okay, head back towards Tayab and we'll join downwind for runway 17. Traffic Tayab, Vixxen 8703 is 3 miles to the south of the airfield. We'll be joining downwind for runway 17, traffic Tayab. Sometimes if the weather's a bit rough, the VNE, I either leave it or wait for a better day, but sometimes it's not possible. But I've yet to have an aeroplane with a VNE problem. And the VNE is more to do with controlled flutter. The ailerons on the Vixxen and the A32, the ailerons, flaperons are very big, and they don't have any counterweights, pardon me, so that's really what limits the VNE more than anything. So, you know, if it's a bit lumpy, I probably won't do the full VNE, but today was nice and smooth, so no problem at all. Traffic Tayab Vixxen 8703 is joining long downwind for runway 17, currently over the steel sheds. Traffic Tayab. Oh dear, we're going to have a bit of a funny angle on that one. That was probably the VNE that did that. Okay, so we're looking at the threshold speed is the main thing really, and speed on landing. So pull the carburetor heat hot, throttle right back, bit of left rudder just to counteract the prop. Wait till the speed comes down below 80, put on one stage of flap, and turn in. Establish around about 60 knots on base leg, which is what we're looking for here. So we got 60 knots now. Ball in the middle, trimmed for 60 knots, and one stage of flap. And we're coming down just nicely, regulation 500 feet a minute, which is pretty well what we're looking for. I might stick on another stage of flap at the moment. The plane's flying really, really well. We're quite high at the moment, still 800 feet. 60 knots, pretty steady. Check up final, nobody coming, turn on to final. Traffic tie-up, Vixxen 8703, turns final, runway 17, full stop tie-up. And now we got the speed back to 50. This is two people, very little wind, and we're coming down just nicely. Carburetor heat is cold. We always get a little bit of lift off this area here. 50 knots, steady as a rock. So here we are, still 50 knots. There we are. There's a little bit of sink now over this last paddock just before the airfield. Always a bit of sink. Trickle of throttle just to keep it at 50, and back off on the throttle again. Two people in, the aircraft's fairly heavy. Okay, oh, lots of lift there. Coming down, 40 knots, 40, 40, 40, 40, 35 even. Still the aeroplane wants to fly. There we are. And even though it's still floated a lot at 40, 45, there we are, still able to make the first turn off on the tie-up runway. So we're pretty good there. That's all good. So touchdown was about 30 to 35, which is probably what you'd expect when you know that the stall speed with flap that we were testing was around 25. Traffic tie-up, Vixxen 8703 is clear of runway 17 tie-up.